Welcome back to the show where we talk about Wikigrisser and absolutely nothing else. So today I have Frontier with me again.
Howdy.
And this time we're going to do something a little bit different. We're not going to talk about like a new patch or new characters or anything like that, because Season 4 of Apex Arena just came to a conclusion in global server, and we had a very surprising upset in the final match, and that is the guest we have today. The guest we have today is the player who was playing the Last Game's account, ErwinLiana. Do you want to try introducing yourself real quick?
Hi everyone, I'm Official髭男dism, also known as ErwinLiana. I'm a player from Saras. This is me in the last season. I was in the top 32. But then I pilot the last game account from top 16 to the season final. I would like to thank Sala for having me today, and please bear with my horrible English skill.
Okay, no, it's cool. Yeah, it's. I'm gonna ask you about that later. Your progression over the seasons, but first, I just want to congratulate you on your victory over Roylee. I think that was really surprising to everyone.
I'm clapping.
Yes.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
I watched the match live myself, and I found it really exciting because it was just like towards the end, like when there was only the Aryan Rods left fighting each other, and I was just really nervous. I was really nervous. I didn't know what was gonna happen.
I was tense.
Yeah. So when you first realized that you were gonna win, like how did that feel?
Yeah, well, to be honest, this was one of the best moments I ever had in my gaming life. Yeah, not gonna lie. Yeah, like I played a lot of games before, and many of them with the competitive environment, FFXIV. Yet I never won one before. Yeah, then the moment when I killed Roylee Arian Road there, yeah, the feel it. It's really hard to explain, but it's like something explosion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, many emotion going out. Yeah, I won. It's like a dream come true. And when I think about it, the whole journey to the final is a very dreamlike. Yeah, I got Hazuchio, the season 2 champion, in the semi-final. And of course, Roylee, the strongest global player, who was the season 1 and season 3 champion, meet me at the final, and I beat them all to become the season 4 champion. It's hard to explain, but it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, just in case people don't know, the semi-final match that Erwin played against the Lux Eterna account, the Lux Eterna account was actually being played by Hazuchio, who was the same player who played the Lemons account in Season 2 when it reached victory. So ErwinLiana really did go through a gauntlet of very skilled players. He had to beat both the Season 2 champion and, of course, Roylee, the Season 1 and 3 champion. So just very impressive games from Erwin all around. So before we go any further about the game, there's been a little bit of confusion in the community because I've seen people say that you are a Chinese streamer, which I know is not true. So if you're willing, are you willing to tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from?
Okay, I need to clear this fast too. I'm not a Chinese. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm actually a Vietnamese who's living in Japan right now. And back when I was young, the original language search was one of my favorite games. Yeah. So when the language mobile global came out in 2018, it's just hooking. So I find some Vietnamese community there, and we join and play together in Saras. And later when at first I was a PvE man who only focus on clearing time reap and other challenges stuff like the Eternal Temple boss. I was one of the first player who post some city guild there about how to clear Phoenix in 3, 4, 5 turns or something like that. And then when I have nothing much to do in PvE mode, I switch to the PvP, and then I join Phoenix guy and meet people there. And we learn a lot about PvP. Myself, I rarely watch the Chinese stream, although Hazuchio has always tell me to do it. But no, I don't watch much about Chinese stream and how they fight, and I just figure how to do it myself.
Impressive.
Alright, so Erwin is putting his foot down and making it very clear to us he is not a player from China. He is representing Vietnam, and Vietnam took home the gold this time in Season 4. So you say there's like a Vietnam like community in this game, or because I'm a little bit surprised because why do Vietnamese players play the global server instead of say like the Southeast Asia server?
Yeah, most of us Vietnamese cannot speak or understand the Chinese moonwalk. So when the global game was out, and we just make a company there, and even when the language C server go out, there's many people who went back to the C server since it has the Vietnamese language support there. But there's many older Vietnamese players still remain and play until this time. And I can tell you some big name there, like Hakuo, who is also known as Korean. He's in top 16 quite frequently. The last legend who make it into the final of the Summit Season 2 or 3. I don't really remember. The last game, also known as Dark Knight, is the account owner of the Season 4 champion. We got a group of about 20 or 30 players there. And also Amuro in our guy is also a Vietnamese.
Okay, so Erwin, so you said like you are someone who actually focused on PvE first before you really got into PvP.
Yeah.
Or like just for reference for other people, like how long do you think you spend playing this game every day?
Yeah, back there the game was very farm related. Like I would spend about 5 or 6 hours a day to do daily stuff and then do all the Aniki and Dragon stuff. But then there's not many functions with add like the Swift function or the Goddess book. So you need to do it all by yourself. This is very, very challenging and time consuming. But after a lot of slight updates later, I think it's become much easier to play. Nowadays I just spend like 3 hours doing daily, and I just call it a day. Then later when I have a more free time, like in the weekend, I can set up some mass farm and burn on the stock burger I have through the whole week.
I think that's actually very similar to how many people play the game. They just, they had to spend a lot of time figuring out the PvE challenges, and then after that, there wasn't a whole lot to do. So they got a little bit more and more into PvP.
Yeah, people tend to switch into PvP after you don't have anything else to do with PvE. Oh yeah, you just quit the game.
Okay, so a sort of follow-up to this is, so I'm sure many players are curious, but just for reference sake, if you're willing to tell us, you are playing on TheLastGame's account, and of course your own account, Official髭男dism. People might be curious to know how much money do you think has been spent on TheLastGame's account, and how much money do you think you've spent on your own account?
Okay, I don't know about Dark Knight account before. But in the last 3 months, it's mostly just by daily park, like almost every day daily park, plus the monthly park. It's done by any key park or enchant park or something like that. But he's what we call a very lucky bastard, called the lucky dog. There's a nickname in the Vietnamese community with the red dog, means someone who really, really lucky. And Dark Knight is the one like that. It's got bow, Arian row, and ring 6 star, and also an up banner, Licorai.
Wow.
Of those units into 6 star right before the match in the top 16. It's really, really lucky. And his enchanting is always good too. It's like TC level. TCA's level. Yeah, I'm calling him right now.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, TJ Ace is just a member within the Phoenix Guild that Erwin is in. TJ Ace is well known in the Phoenix Guilds for being an incredible luck sack that spends like one scroll and then gets amazing enchants. So just to be clear, the Dark Knight that you're talking about is the same thing as TheLastGame, right? They just changed the name at some point.
Yeah. He's always changing his name every playoff, so he can like sneak out, doing some hiding stuff. But I always told him it's not gonna work. What he do is everywhere. Anyway, yeah. So I would say he spent about $130 every month.
Okay.
And by the way, free to pay.
So that's actually not as much as people might assume out of a top 16
I was
player.
thinking probably like 200.
Yeah. So like $100 something a month is more like a dolphin level. That's not like a super big whale level.
Mm-hmm.
So Erwin, are you willing at all to tell us a little bit about your own account? Like how much money you might have spent on that account?
Right, I just say I'm free to play, man.
Oh, okay, you're free to play. Got it. No
Still,
problem.
free to play and getting that high is impressive.
Okay, so on the top of your account, your own account, Official Hiedan dism, you made it to top 32 in Season 4 with that account. So do you think there's a reason that like your own account only made it to top 32 while you were able to win the whole thing with a different account? Do you think that was just like a roll of the dice, maybe you got bad RNG, or do you think there's something else that might have affected it, like maybe your box structure was a little bit different?
Well, many people don't know, but I'm kind of famous as a no Lanius player. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
I really hate Lanius in the beginning. Yeah, this is my point. The moment Lanius came out, he just become the hot shit. His version is stacking with OP PvP unit, PvP and PvE. While he himself in the version buffer and also the tank that can tank both physics and magic quite effectively. And even worse, you can counter back from 2 rank and even has a second life. A con that is boosted this side. So as a result, I never use him. Like never. And my Lanius is just dying as my boss. Just 3-star and I never build him or do anything with him. He's not even level 16 yet. Yeah. In the end, it's kinda irony that I won Season 4 with the Lanius first big box. Yeah.
What?
Lanius. Wow. Okay, so back to the question. My box is an unusual box which don't contain Lanius. So while on the other side, the last game has a typical 2-tank meta box. So I would say my box is harder to play. But then I also got like I myself is like one of the unluckiest player in global, I think. See, my units, despite investing money in Trend Pro there, I still have like 60 start here and there. Yeah, like it's not a well level. It's just like a normal player level. So I lost in round 32 when I missed the decisive kill on Rin from the July with only 289 HP left, which is very unlucky. Yes. Meanwhile, did any one of you check the last game match in the actually 16 again Mati? Yeah, he like just like the best luck in the world. His enchant and even his math. Just his ring just clocked like 6 times in this match and his single handle that game. Yeah. It's just bullshit.
Yeah, I think that's really impressive that like you're one of the few players that still does not use Landius. I think almost like the usage rate of Landius is well above 90%, I think. So I think it's just really impressive that you were still able to make it to such high ranks even without using Landius. But I think it really goes to show just how powerful Landius is, that as soon as you start playing with Landius, you were able to go all the way.
And there's one more point. And back in before the round 16, Dark Knight will play that account. So I think there's like some kind of strategy. It has been switching. Like before, this was Dark Knight who play it, and then it's with me. Like if you know beforehand that it is gonna be me who play the game, so I would go like a full aggressive mode, going all the way and fight as like at the start of the round 2 is my normal setup. But for the normal player, they would like spend a little more time to setting up, getting full the book, and then moving slowly in. So I think it's a certain chance of the mindset and the play style that make many people off guard. Yeah, like Xang or Kyo, they all didn't expect that I would show me like at the start of the round 2. I think it's a big point that leads to their losing.
That's an interesting point. So, like, of course, up until top 32, of course, you were playing your own account, and then you shifted over to playing the Dark Knight's account or / TheLastGame's account, and the shift in tactics is what you're saying may have slipped people up.
Yeah, that's the big point there. Yeah.
Mm. So in the second round in the finals, when you were fighting against Roylee, one thing I noticed is that the RNG was a huge factor. So like the Ring did one of his 3 cost skills, and he got a lot of really key debuffs on your Yusuke and your Landius. And you also had other things, like maybe, for example, you were able to get a Tenyo's Breeze on your Yusuke in the third match. I mean, RNG has always been part of this game, I think. You just sort of live with it. But it feels to me that some of the upcoming Season 5 meta is going to be more heavily based on RNG rolls from random debuffs. Do you think this is like a good direction for the game? And do you think it's like healthy for the meta?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think it's just fine. Back in the Season 2, we have tank push meta where everyone just double tick tank and then try to take a slot in the center, and the player 2 always won there. Because every unit take forever to kill, and the mass back there was kind of boring. And I kind of like how Zilong keep trying to change the meta. Like we have the tank meta back in the Season 2, then we have more the single target meta in the Season 3, and now we have some RNG meta in Mako, or the T-Book meta is coming. And based on what is happening in the Chinese server right now, we are switching once again in another kind of meta. So I think it's okay, since the meta is never the same, so people need to keep changing, and it's make the game interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we do know that like about 5 months from now, Rosen Seal is going to come out, and she is going to be a huge hit to the AoE debuff meta as well. So I think that's going to be an interesting shift as well.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of players who hate the RNG meta, just like Hazuki. It's unpredictable. But yeah, I think actually the RNG meta favor the underdog. Yes, as you might know, there's RNG here and there, but we also got something non-RNG about it, like the start on your character, the training start from any key, something like that. And the well player, just like Roylee, usually has the better start than a fit play, no matter what. And his unit gonna be marked as 6 star and marked any key training. So it's like the different base start is just too high, then it becomes something doesn't matter anymore. Like for a P to fight, beat a well, you need RNG. Yeah, like you can pick the same shape, pick, moving slowly, and then fighting with not on your level. It's for sure because they will just beat you with the base stats only. This is gonna be a storm. And by the way, we are already at the season 5 the aspect arena, and many players already catch up well with Aniki training, and their cost unit is also 6-star, and also they got some boost engine from many times in there. So I think it's not only the meta changing, it's the player has already catching up, and from now on I think everyone has a chance to win against everything. It's not like impossible like before, but I think people like the majority of the players should love this meta, since it's the best chance a free play player can win hard. Yeah, it's my thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, Frontier, before I move on to the last question I have, do you think you have anything you want to ask here?
No, I'm just in the department of RNG ruins my life. So, like, I'm a day one player, so me and Nitro were like hand in hand. Like, I was watching his videos while everything was going on, following him like day by day, and just the gap, because RNG gave him better stuff, just far exceeded. So, well, I can definitely see RNG being good in this case. I mean, you beat Roylee.
Yeah.
And so it just, to me, it's probably just personally my own bad luck just makes me highly upset, but it's always definitely interesting. I mean, it was that Yosuke that that zoop. I love that one segment in the third match. It was phenomenal. And so it's definitely fun to watch RNG just ruin people's day, but then make people's day at the same time. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, that particular move in the third match was interesting because it was a combination of Erwin getting a lucky breeze on Yusuke, but Roylee also made a mistake by placing Reen so aggressively, and Erwin made a huge sacrifice by just blasting his 3-cost skill immediately without transforming, which is something I think most people would not think to do, because if you don't transform Yusuke, you don't get the cooldown reset on Dark Tincture. So Erwin just went for the risky play there, and that really paid off. I think that just won them in the match because it took out Reen, which was the biggest wild card in that match.
Yeah.
All right, so I have one last question here, Erwin, which is about your performance in previous Apex seasons. So in previous Apex seasons, you haven't necessarily made it that high either. Like you made it, for example, in Season 1, you made it to top 128, and you've been steadily improving over the last several seasons. What do you think is a way for some of the newer players, or maybe some of the more casual players who want to get into PvP? What is some advice you think you might give them for improving their PvP skills?
Yeah, I have played the game since its start, and it has been like 4 Apex seasons so far, and especially in this season, I feel like my sales improved a lot. Like back then, Season 1 and Season 2, I just play until I have enough point for the playoff. Then I just retire. Like I don't even play a single game since then. Like I'm trying to stick out the player who might know my strat, since I'm using a flexible. So I just don't play much. And then playoff came, and I just forgot how to play the game. That's the first problem I think a lot of people are making. Like, you can retire to avoid losing point or something like that, but you should keep doing stream to keep yourself on top. Then the second, I think people should try to stream their match. Like, you can do it in a private room on Discord with only your friend and guilty, or streaming aspect in Twitch. Anything work. Like, when you streaming like that, I think it's the best way to improve. Like, since you have discussion with other player, then getting the live feedback there, Like watching the whole game and then giving feedback is not as effective. Like you getting the live feedback and what you can do, what you gonna do. And if your viewer is like pro player or coach, they can give you like insight in how to move, what to check. Like I think there's many players who lost their game just because they forgot to double check their situation, like with the debuff they have or their opponent have. Like sometimes they try to sleep a unit, but actually it's got the master resist book there, and then they fail to sleep. Or sometimes their tank just got blocked. That's would lead to their main DPS getting caught and killed, which is very sad. Yeah, I think with streaming and discussing with people like that, you can like you make something to remember that you should check things like this, and other people will tell you like the strat to approach in the match. Like I see many players just keep copy the strat, like they don't even know what they're gonna do in the real match. Like they just copy the ban pick strat from other player and pick what they want. But then when the match come out, they get like no clue how to win the match. Like you don't have a point, like a certain goal you want to reach, and they just moving in, hoping for something to happen, or just slam their DPS in, hoping to kill their tank. And if it is not work, they just lose the game. It's not the way how you want to play Apex. You need to have a certain goal and certain strategy on how you want to win the match. Yeah, and about us, if anyone is interested in getting good in Aspect, I think you can contact my guildmate as usual, as he is offering Apex coaching stuff in case anyone needs. And also Apex boosting. Since there's a lot of people is doing Apex boosting right now, okay? Since they don't have the time or they think that's themselves and can't play the game at that level. But I really don't recommend that because it's more fun to do it yourself. Yeah, just stream and get good.
Just get good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we finish off here, Erwin, do you think you have anything final you want to say to our audience?
Well, yeah, I have some other thing to say. As I mentioned before, I'm a Vietnamese player who is living in Japan right now. Yeah, I really hope that the playoff time slots was much better. Like right now, we have to like wake up at 5 a.m. and then play playoff match, and then I need to go to work since it's like Monday in Japan. So just little bit if Zilong see it and somehow can change the playoff time to be a little better for player also. Would be very appreciated. And also, please, Zilong, delete Landias. It's just a bullshit player. Bullshit unit. Please. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
All right, Frontier, do you have anything you want to ask Erwin or anything you want to say right here?
No, I'm good.
All right. One last question I guess I have is, do you think there's any players that people should be looking out for in Season 5? Maybe even when playoffs comes around, do you think there's anybody people should be watching out for?
Well, I don't have anything in mind right now. Okay. Maybe we will try out it later, since the Summit Season 4 has also started. Maybe we will find some interesting player there. But who knows? Yeah.
Oh yes, the Summit der Langrisser Season 4 was just announced by Straw, who is the one who usually organizes them. So if anybody's interested in just playing around with in PvP a little bit more, maybe you can join us there. Thanks for joining us today, Erwin. It's been really interesting hearing your thoughts on PvP.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, I guess that's all we have for you guys today. So we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.